Hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Eddie. I'm the founder and lead engineer behind something I call Career Aider. I built this because the job market, as you're probably aware, is fundamentally broken. Not because people aren't talented, but because the process is outdated, exhausting, and unfair. Endless applications, rewriting of resumes, fighting algorithms, instead of getting real opportunities. So I wanted to show you Creator, not just tell you about it. I wanted to show you what it does live. What you're about to see is my personal secret weapon when I'm job hunting. I'm going to use Creator to apply for a real job in under 5 minutes with a fully customized resume and cover letter created specifically for that role. No templates, no rewriting, no prep. So in a moment, I'm going to start this timer. The goal isn't speed for speed's sake. The goal is to prove how much friction we've removed from the process of landing a job. So earlier today, I was scrolling LinkedIn and this job popped up. It's a real company, real role, real application process. And it looks interesting. I want to apply. And I also want to keep track of it properly because, as you know, in today's market, you have to be applying to hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs, depending on what type of job you're looking for and your qualifications. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. All right, timer starts. So, the first thing I want to do is I want to get all the details for this job. And there's a lot of different ways you could do that, but I like to just come over here and just copy the details out. I'm going to go ahead and highlight them, right click, and choose copy. Now you could do this with anything. You could do it with, let's say somebody tells you about a job, so you get a notification. Somebody just sends you a text message. Hey, there's so-and-so is hiring. You could just copy the details out here and then click on add job. And then you can come in here and add all the details for the job. This is so you can keep track of your job application. But I'm kind of lazy and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to paste in all the details and let the AI do all the hard work. Now, what the AI is doing right now is it's pulling all the information from that text and it's going to fill out this form automatically for me. While it's doing that, I want to go ahead and switch back over to the job application. I'm going to copy out the URL. So I want to get that URL so that way everything lives in one place. I'm going to paste that here and everything looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it looks good enough for me. So right now you can see this job is in the draft stage. And I can come through and just I can add notes or whatever I want to on this job. But really, all I'm interested in, and I could go through a lot of different details like the compute fitness option and interview prep, which I'll dive into deeper in our deep dive tutorial. But for now, all I want to do is I want to generate my resume and cover letter for this job. Now, this next screen allows me to customize my cover letter and resume even further by adding details I may want to add in here. But once again, I'm a little lazy and I'm trying to get through more applications and less. So I'm going to choose draft with AI. And what the AI does here is it uses the information it has about me from my master resume compared to what this job is asking for. And it's going to answer these questions as if it were me. It looks good. I'm going to click on generate documents. So the Career Aider takes about 45 seconds to a minute to create the resume and cover letter. So while that's working, I'm going to switch back to the job and I'm going to go ahead and begin the application process. So it's asking for some basic details. And of course, now it's asking for my resume. So in about 20 seconds, we'll have a customized resume and cover letter completed and we'll see a notification on the screen. All right, documents have been completed. I'm just going to scroll down and take a quick look to make sure everything looks good. Here's my customized resume and my customized cover letter. So I'm going to go ahead and click on download for the resume because that's all this application is asking for. And resume has been downloaded. Then I'll go back to the application, click upload resume, and go ahead and send the resume now. Click next, and then there we go, submit application. And application was successfully submitted in 3 minutes and 24 seconds. So yeah, that's the basic process. It's a real application with a tailored resume cover letter completed in under 5 minutes. No templates, no rewriting, no friction. Now, I'm going to go back to this application and I'm going to go ahead and mark this as applied. And then now this will show up in my jobs listing, so I can always come back to this application and find it at another time. I can search for that particular job. I can filter down my search results and all that. So yeah, that is CareerAider in action. Imagine doing this not just once, but 50 times, 100 times without burning out. I hope that yeah, that was, and I hope that this is exciting for you as it is for me. The idea of being able to apply for a lot of jobs can help increase your job prospects, hopefully, and help you live a more happy, fulfilled life. Now, this was just the surface. If you stick around, I'm going to walk you through everything: the dashboard, job tracking, resume management, AI fitness scoring, interview prep, and how CareerAider turns job hunting into a system. And if you want access to CareerAider, all you need to do is head over to careeraider.com and then click on the join beta waitlist. This will get you into the waitlist and we'll get you approved as soon as we are able. So for those of you who were just interested in this part of it, I guess you can tune out now. But if you would like to learn more and see more deep dive into CareerAider and see all the features that it has and see how you can best leverage it, stay tuned because we're going to get into that right now. All right, so this is the deep dive portion of the video today. If you had a chance, if you've already watched the beginning of this video, you've seen me apply for a job in less than 5 minutes. But I'm going to do a deep dive video to kind of go through all the features of CareerAider so you can kind of really see the potential and how you can maximally leverage it. So we're going to start here with the dashboard. So the dashboard is really cool because it gives you a visual understanding of your job search processes. You can see, as an example, I've got 181 jobs that I've currently added to my job list. And out of those jobs, you can see 57% are applied for. That comes to a total of 104. These are jobs that are currently in the applied status. You can see I've got 18 rejected. I'm researching 15, and then I have 1 on hold. I've got 38 archived. I've got 4 in process and 1 as a draft. Now on this home screen, you can also see like the AI is going to surface for you like important things you might want to focus on. Like it's saying the top 3 high fit jobs here, and then there's a focus now section here as well with some suggested actions. There are also AI suggestions, so CareerAider will be kind of like nudging you towards doing different things. And then there's also job alerts, which we'll dive into in a little bit. So from this screen, I'm going to talk about the key features you want to pay attention to. So the first one where we want to start at is the resume section. So think of the resume section as CareerAider's brain. So this is what everything that CareerAider knows about me as a candidate. It has my experience, it has projects, it has skills, it has, pretty much everything I need to know about me professionally it has. Now, I've gone through this and kind of fine-tuned this for myself, obviously. But if you're someone who maybe is not sure, maybe you don't even have a resume or anything, you can always come in here and click on upload resume, and you can upload a resume, and you can also talk to the AI to explain to about your history, and it will help you fill all this out as well to kind of get you started. Now, one of the really, really cool features of using CareerAider is, if you think about it, this is a way that you can kind of keep track of your resume. So over time, as you add experiences or add projects, you can always come in here and just start adding them here. and it will update CareerAider's knowledge about you. But you can also, at any time, if you need to, let's say somebody asks you for a resume, a master resume, you could click Export HTML, and this will actually export your entire resume for you. So you'll be able to then have a printable resume that you can print out and you can use for different purposes. So it's really powerful in that respect as well. So this is kind of, like I said, the AI's brain, what it knows about you. And then the next most important area is going to be the jobs. So the jobs board is where you get to see all the jobs that you're currently interacting with. And I showed you in the demo video of me applying for a job in 5 minutes or less, how you go about the process of adding a new job. And you would just do that through the Add New Job button. Now, this screen allows you to basically fill it out with important details about this job, all right? Now, you could fill out all of this manually, or as I showed in the video, you can paste in any details in this section, and AI would take that and help you fill in the form for you, right? I'm not going to go through that process right now. You can go back and take a look at how I did that process in the demo video, and that will help guide you in that process, but it's relatively straightforward. Needless to say, once you fill out this form, you can then go and look at that job. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to go back to my jobs board, and I'm going to look at jobs that I have currently in, let me take out this minimum fitness score. I'm going to look for jobs that are currently in draft stage. So there's one on Amazon. I'm going to also take a look at what do I have in a researching. Cool. So I've got a bunch of jobs that I'm researching right now. So let's say I want to apply for one of these. Let's say I want to take a look at this job. Okay, this one looks interesting. So now this is the job detail page. This is where you keep track of all the details about your job. Here at the top, we have your application assistant. Your application assistant is a customized AI model that's specifically designed for this particular job. So it knows everything about your master resume, and it knows everything about this job. So you can talk to it and ask it questions about this job. I could say like, let's just see, what could I ask? It could be like, okay, what should I focus on in my cover letter? Right? So it's going to consider everything in your master resume, combine that with everything for this particular job, and then it's going to give us an answer that helps us kind of understand kind of what we need to focus on for this job. And you can see here, it's for your cover letter, especially for the AI software engineer position, and it's going to tell me details that I might want to consider. This is extremely powerful because let's say you're filling out an application and they're asking questions like, why do you want to work at this company, XYZ company? Why do you want to do this role? You could literally just come in here and be like, you could ask it, be like, help me answer this question. And I'm going to say, why do you want to work here? Right? So the AI is going to then produce an answer based upon all of its knowledge of you and this job combined, as with everything else, and kind of give you a nice little answer you can write. You can copy and paste that if you want to, edit it, whatever, what have you. Now let's take a look at some of these other features on the job detail page. So we have what's called enrich from URL. And what this does is this enriches the job details. It actually goes to the URL and attempts to pull details about the job. And then it's going to kind of enrich the details that are available on the job listing. Now a lot of job listings don't have a HR recruiter's name or email, but if you do get those, you can just add those here. And then you can also add like notes about the job that you may have as well. Down here, you have your generate documents, which we'll dive into that a little bit more in a moment. You have your notes section where you can like, let's say you had an interaction with the recruiter, you could take notes about those interactions, add those notes here. You can also upload related documents. So if they might send you some files that they want you to read or whatever, you can add those here in the related documents section. And then of course we have our AI suggestions. All right. So let's take a look now at the other options here on the job detail page. So we have the rescrape feature, which will go and rescrape the URL completely and reload all the details, which I'm not going to worry about that right now. Then we have the compute fitness. If I click on a compute fitness, what this is going to do is it's going to compare my skills versus this job, and it's going to give me a fitness score. So for this job, I have an 85% fitness score. This is the generate documents. So if I want to create a resume, I could click here, generate documents. And I kind of talked about this briefly in my demo video, but I didn't really go into too much depth. So this screen right here allows us to customize documents for Avalara software development engineer, Avalara. And this is basically asking me, like, I don't have to fill this out. This is all optional, but this is a way that you could like maybe pinpoint specific things that stood out to you when you kind of read through this, things that you want to focus on, and you may want to customize this. Now, I tend to want to just get applications done as opposed to spending too much time on them, which is kind of the whole point of Creator. So this is why we incorporated the draft with AI button. So if I click draft with AI, what the AI is going to do is it's going to look at my master resume, and then it's going to look at this job, and it's going to answer these questions on my behalf as if I was answering these questions. So you can see here it says relevant experience. As an AI architect and systems designer, I built and operate production system backends, yada, 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 key skills to highlight. And none of this is made up, by the way. This is all based solely on your master resume. So I'm going to click on generate documents. So this process takes about a minute to do this. So in about a minute, I'll have the documents generated for this job, and they will appear down here in the generated documents section. So while that's going on, I want to also point out, so that we have this toggle up here where you can kind of like toggle where this job is at in your current process. So I'm going to leave it on researching because I'm not applying for this job yet. But that shows up in your jobs dashboard. So you can sort your jobs by the different statuses. So you may want to look at any jobs that you're, applied to. So these are jobs that I've actually applied to, right? And then I can kind of see everything at a glance. You can also adjust the columns as well, choose different columns. Let's come back to the job detail page. You can see documents have been generated successfully. So if I come down here, I can actually come down here and preview my new resume and preview my new cover letter for this job. Now, let's say there's something you don't like about this resume. Let's say you want to style it differently. That's all well and good. So there's a couple different options you can do with that. You could click edit. If it's just a quick edit, if you want to come in here and make a small change, you can do that, which I'm not going to worry about right now. I could, of course, download the PDF, but you can also download it as HTML, and you can also download it as text. And then there's this other option to just copy. So I could copy the entire resume to my clipboard, and then maybe take it to another document processor if I want to go in and make any major changes or adjustments. Honestly, for me, I just download the resume and it works perfectly fine. So the last area I want to point out on the job detail page is going to be this interview prep button. Now, this is extremely powerful because the interview prep button allows you to basically generate preparation for your interview. So this takes about a minute to process this. But once again, this is taking into consideration who you are as an applicant versus the position. And then it's going to give you your interview prep. It's going to give you company insights, preparation tips. It's going to show you interview questions that you may expect to hear in this interview, and even suggested answers. And then there's this section down here, which is extremely powerful, questions to ask the interviewer. So, when you're interviewing for a position, a lot of people forget it's not just you interviewing for the job is also interviewing for you. So having good questions to follow up with are going to be really important for kind of closing the deal on your application process with that company. So that is the interview prep. those are the major features. So once again, we covered the dashboard, we covered the resume, we covered jobs. Um, from and then the next kind of powerful area is going to be the discover jobs option. So we do have an integrated job scraper built into Creator. So what this allows you to do is this allows you to search for jobs. So I could look for junior DevOps as an example. I could put a location if I want to, and then I can have it search LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Google Jobs, or ZipRecruiter all at the same time. If I click search, then it's going to go out and scrape those details, and it found one job that I may want to apply for. So this looks interesting. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this to my jobs. So now this has been added, and it should be added as a draft. So if I go back to jobs, what was this job? Junior DevOps at Virtual Vocations. So I'm going to go my jobs, I'm going to go to draft, and there we go. Virtual Vocations, Junior DevOps Engineer. So then I can come here, repeat that process, and apply for this job if I wanted to as well, which I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to cover like one or two other of the critical aspects. So Creator is not just a collection of fragmented AI instances. It has a unified experience, unified AI system where you can actually talk directly to Creator, and it will consider all of your information, your job history, your resumes, what you're looking at. And you can actually come in here and just simply talk to it and ask it questions. So I could be like, what roles should I be focusing on right now? Right? So you could talk to about pretty much anything related to your career ambitions, your job applications. You know, that's what it's designed for. So it's going to tell me, hey, look, this is basically what you should be looking at. Yeah, architect, machine learning engineer, systems designer, et cetera, et cetera. So very powerful feature of the AI assistant. And then finally, I do want to bring up, because we are currently in beta for this platform, we do have this, if you do get into the beta experience as a beta tester, we're kind of relying on you to help us uncover bugs or problems. That way we can get those fixed before we roll it out to mass market. So to do that, the experience is exactly the same, and with the exception of this bug report feature. So we'll have this report bug option. And if you run into any problems using the platform, you can just click on the report bug. You can describe kind of what you were working on, the problems you faced, and the system will automatically collect the details from your browser experience to make sure we have whatever relevant details we need for this particular error that you're facing. And yeah, so that is CareerAider in a nutshell. If you're interested in this application, you want to try to leverage it, just slide over to careeraider.com and click on join beta waitlist, and we will see you on the other side.